Hi, it's Nikki here from Happy Hormones for Life. And today I want to talk about TRE, time restricted eating. Now, it's a form of intermittent fasting. We've all heard of intermittent fasting. In the last few years, it's become very popular. But this is, they've refined it now into a form where instead of eating lower calories for a few days a week, you're eating all your food within a certain time of day. So for instance, between 10 and 6 would be a popular one. And you're not really counting calories at all. And I'm finding that it's a method that's a lot easier for my clients who are essentially women over 40, where they may have struggled before in the past to restrict their calorie intake over a whole day. I certainly found that really difficult to do. I don't know about you. I think maybe it's because as women we have more hormone fluctuations, we feel stress a bit more at this time of our lives as well, and putting that kind of calorie restriction stress on our bodies isn't actually that easy for us to cope with, and it doesn't make us feel that great. So actually it may be a much better way to look at it in terms of when we eat rather than lowering or restricting our calories. So fasting, we know, has been done for centuries by humans across the world, for hundreds of thousands of years. Our ancestors never had access to 24/7 hour availability of food, so they went for long stretches without food. So our bodies are actually designed to handle that quite well. And this concept is really popular amongst a lot of health gurus. We've had Dr. Michael Mosley talking about it, Dr. Rangan Chatterjee has talked about it in his book, and Dr. Zoe Harcombe. All three of them I follow because their stuff is amazing and very well researched. And they all promote the benefits of this time-restricted eating in their books. Now, studies on animals have shown that there are a whole host of health benefits from fasting for these portions of the day. Weight loss is a big one, as your body is able to burn more fat easily when you're fasting because it runs out of sugar stores, so it has to burn fat, which makes a lot of sense. You get reduced inflammation in some studies, better blood sugar control, so it prevents or reduces your risk of diabetes and insulin resistance, better detoxification, better control over your appetite hormones, improved heart health, improved immunity, better brain function, which we all need, protection against aging and stress as well, resilience. So there's a whole host of benefits apart from the one that's mostly talked about, which is weight loss, which is obviously what a lot of women over 40 are also very interested in. So how do we do it? Overnight fasting is becoming very popular as it's the much easier way to do this time-restricted eating, because it's actually, most of the time you're asleep, so it's quite easy to go without food. So the idea is that you leave a 12 to 16 hour gap between dinner and your breakfast or lunch the next day. And you do that a few times a week, 3 to 5 times a week if you can. And obviously depending on your lifestyle, so it'll depend on whether you're out that night or whether you work shifts or whatever. So you have to adapt it to your own lifestyle. So that might mean, for an average person, it might mean having dinner or finishing dinner by 7 p.m. and then not eating again until 7 a.m. in the morning. So that's pretty easy to do. And if you're new to it, you might want to start gradually, do that 12 hours initially, and then you can increase the time period if you want to, as much as you're comfortable with. So, the longer you leave that gap, the 12 to the 16 seems to be, the research is showing it seems to have more benefits than 12, although quite a few of the doctors, Dr. Chatterjee in particular, thinks 12 hours should be enough for most of us. But the 16 hours means you could go from 7 o'clock from your dinner to 11 a.m. the next day, and that's generally what I try and do. You can have liquids during your fast, but only water, herbal tea, black coffee or black tea. So there are some people that say you can have a splash of milk and keep it under 50 calories, and other people that say all calories will break a fast. So depends on what your view is and what research and which one you follow and who looks at it. If you want to do it properly, then obviously no milk or anything. Any sort of small foods or snacks are pretty much you want to try and avoid. So I try and do this on a Monday to Thursday, depending on the week, and I do like from 7 at night to 11 in the morning. And I actually find it quite easy to do as long as nothing weird is happening in my life, because I work from home anyway, so that's quite an easy thing for me to do. And then I try and I do find it hard at the weekends if we're going out or socializing, so I don't usually bother. But it is okay apparently to do it 3 or 4 times a week. Just to point out, this doesn't give you license to go and eat whatever you want in your little eating window. You still need to get your nutrients in, so make sure you're eating really healthily within that window. And what you really don't need to worry about too much about is calories. You really want to worry about the nutrients and really getting those nutrients in. Now, who it might not be for, if you're diabetic or you're prone to hypoglycemia, so you feel dizzy or irritable if you skip meals, if you're underweight or if you have an eating disorder, if you have high blood pressure or heart condition, or you're super stressed, because this may stress out your adrenals if you're already stressed. So do check with your doctor if you have anything like that or any existing health conditions before you even try this. And also watch out for symptoms. So if you start and you're feeling more tired or anxious, or you kind of get more hormone disruption like PMS or irregular periods, then you need to stop. You may need to just be eating more frequently. So if you've had a good or bad experience with this, do comment below and let me know. If you'd like to have a chat with any of our team at any time about getting any help with your hormones or losing weight or whatever it is you need to do, then do let me know below and we can get that sorted. I hope you have a great day and weekend. Cheers, see you soon.